Okay. How are you all doing out there today? I'm Pete. I'm here to talk to you about some guitar, more specifically some movable power chords today. Movable power chords. I have a lesson on open power chords that has previously been released that I highly recommend viewing before viewing this one, as this one would be kind of the next step in the progression. In that open power chord lesson, we talked about what a power chord is. Now, it's a misnomer. A power chord is not a chord. This is because a power chord does not meet the requirement of 3 notes. A chord must have a minimum of 3 notes to be considered a chord or to be called a chord. Power chords have 2 notes. So some people may call them intervals or call them fifths. You're playing fifths. That idea of the fifth essentially comes from that you're playing, you play a root note, which would be the name of the chord. So like say I'm going to play a C power chord, I'm going to play the note C. And then I'm going to play a fifth above that note C. So C, D, E, F, that's 4, G, okay? 5. So C and G. Okay, that's a C power chord or a C5. Okay, that is how we notate power chords. We put the number 5 after the root, indicating you should play a power chord. So we talked about the root, we talked about the fifth. Now we're going to go back and really quickly just go over those open power chords we played. We played in the open power chord lesson. I guarantee you I talked about E, open E. I guarantee I talked about the open A power chord. I most likely talked about the D power chord, although exactly, so you'll have to go find out for yourself. So the open E power chord was using the open E string and the 2nd fret of the A string. Now we call this an open power chord because it utilizes an open string. Okay? Now, in order to make something movable, we need to eliminate the open string, because a movable chord is when we're going to take a shape with our fingers. In this case, we're going to learn the power chord shape, and we're going to move it up and down the neck, okay? But if we have an open chord, an open string in there, and we start moving things around, that open string won't move, right? This same concept applies to lots of things, like bar chords and scales. So, the E power chord, E and B. We're now going to move up 1/2 step. So I'm going to take the note E to F. I'm going to take the note B to C. And notice the fingers I'm using here. I'm using the first finger on the low E string, 1st fret. I'm using the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, which is your 5th string. That's an F power chord, or F5, okay? Here's a close-up for an F power chord. First finger, 3rd finger. First finger, 6th string, 1st fret. 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 5th string. If you want, you can add the octave. Pinky, 4th string, 3rd fret. Now, on the accompanying PDF, there is a diagram, not only of these chords, or that F chord, or just the movable power chord in general, but there's also a diagram of the fretboard with natural notes indicated on the E string and the A string, okay? So, what we're gonna do together is we're gonna go through each fret on the neck of the guitar. And there's a couple things I want you to pay attention to as we do this together. The first thing is the distance of the frets. Notice what happens as you get higher up the neck, okay? Just pay attention, I'm not gonna tell you, you'll figure it out. And then also pay attention to the strings. How does the strings feel as you get closer like to the 12th fret? Are they easier or harder to press down on? Think about those 2 things. Here we go, let's play them first and then we'll talk about it, okay? So we're gonna play open E power chord, then we're gonna play the F power chord. Now, and if this one is hard. Don't be discouraged. Start moving up with me. You probably will find it gets easier as you get around to like the 5th fret. Okay. So we did F. Now we're gonna do F sharp or G flat. It would be the 2nd fret. Okay. G is the 3rd fret. Now G sharp or A flat is the 4th fret. A is the 5th fret. And I'm referring to where my first finger is. Okay, so my first finger is on the 5th fret. My 3rd finger is on the 7th fret. I'm keeping the same shape with my fingers, okay? 6th fret, A sharp or B flat. 7th fret, B. 8th fret. I know you want to say B sharp. You wouldn't be wrong, but let's call it C for now. Okay, 8th fret is C. I'll talk to you about that in a second. 9th fret is C sharp or D flat. 10th fret is D. 11th fret is D sharp or E flat. And 12th fret brings us full circle back to E. Okay? So if you didn't know this little trick, the 12th fret is always the same note as the open string, the corresponding open string. It's just an octave higher, okay? Okay? So that is why there's 2 dots there. Before we do the A string, let's just really quickly talk about this concept of sharps and flats, okay? I want you to picture a piano keyboard in your mind. Now pause this video and look at that keyboard, okay? You're gonna notice that there's 3 black keys, 2 black keys, 3 black keys, 2 black keys, 3 black keys, 2 black, blah, 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 right? That's the pattern going up the keyboard, okay? You're gonna notice that not every single white key, the white keys are the natural notes, like A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, okay? The black keys are the sharps and the flats, okay? You're gonna notice that most of the white keys have black keys in between them, okay? So let's say I'm like playing a G. You don't need to know where G is on the piano. Just know that there's a black key before it and a black key after it. If I play the black key above the note G, or I move up a half step from G, so if I go to the 4th fret on the guitar, from the 3rd fret, I get G sharp. Now if I go back to the 3rd fret, back on G natural, and if I moved down to the black key below G natural, or down to the 2nd fret, I get G flat, okay? So sharp means above the note, flat means below the note, okay? Think about when you tune your guitar, whether you're using a tuner or you're tuning by ear or you're with your teacher or something, they're gonna say, you're sharp. That means you're too high, your string's too tight, you gotta lower it. Or you're too flat, your string's too low, it's too loose, you gotta tighten it, okay? That's the concept of sharps and flats. Now, why aren't there black keys between B and C and E and F? There aren't black keys between those 2 notes, okay? Now, I could go down a music theory wormhole, but I'm gonna spare you for now. So I'm not gonna give you the exact reasons why, which would get into temperament and all that stuff. You just need to know that rule. You need to know that between B and C, there's no black key, and between E and F, there's no black key. So thus, B sharp is the note C, and C flat is the note B. And E sharp is the note F, and F flat is the same note as E, okay? Now you'll typically see those notes referred to as B and C and E and F instead of like B sharp or F flat or whatever, right? We're gonna now do the A string, okay? So the shape of our fingers, the power chord with the roots on the A string are the same as the shape with the E string. We're just moving the fingers down 1 string each. So if you recall the open A power chord, we played the open A string and the 2nd fret on the D string. So if I moved up that open string A to B flat, let's call it B flat for now, instead of A sharp. I moved the 2nd fret, which was E, up to F, and use the 1st and 3rd finger again. I get a B flat 5, or a B flat power chord. A string power chord, here it is. I'm gonna play B flat, so 1st fret, 1st finger, A string, 5th string, D string, 3rd fret, 3rd finger. If you want, you can add the pinky, 3rd fret on the 3rd string. Now let's quickly go through the notes on the A string. So we had A, open A, B flat, or A sharp, B, and here we go, C, C5, 3rd fret, 4th fret, C sharp or D flat, 5th fret, D, 6th fret, D sharp or E flat, 7th fret, E, 8th fret, F, 9th fret, F sharp, G flat, 10th fret, G, 11th fret, G sharp or A flat, 12th fret, A. We're back on the octave again, right? I'm on the 12th fret, yeah, whoop, there I am, cool, all right. So, those are how you play the power chords. One little extra thing here that you may notice or you may see is that sometimes power chords, we add the octave, okay? Let's go to the 3rd fret, okay? Let's play a G power chord. So I'm gonna put my first finger on the note G, which is 3rd fret of the E string. Put my 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the A string, which is note D, so I'm playing a G and a D. Now I'm gonna add the octave by putting my pinky right below my ring finger on the 4th string on the 5th fret. So I'm playing G again. So I'm playing G, D, G. Now I'm playing 3 notes, but I'm only playing 2 different notes. Okay, octaves don't count as different notes. It's the same note, okay? I'm just doubling the root. This is still a power chord, okay? Lots of times you see people play the power chords that way. In fact, I'd say it's more common actually than not. Also, a lot of people that are just learning these chords find it easier to play them that way, just because of you get a little bit more strength behind your fingers. Like when you add your pinky to the guitar, it gives you a little bit more grip. So all those diagrams are on the PDF, the diagrams for how to play the chords, and then there is the root notes on the E and the A string. You're gonna wanna start to get familiar with those, okay? You don't have to sit there and memorize them like you would like a college student or something. But as you encounter different power chords in different frets and different roots, I want you to think about the note name of the chord you're playing. Like, don't be one of these guys that's like, yeah, play that chord up on the 6th fret, man, play a B flat power chord. That's how we want to say it, okay? We want to be able to speak the language of music so we can communicate with others what we're trying to do. 3 songs that are fun, that are a little challenging, that kind of have some progression to them, that I would recommend playing are When I Come Around by Green Day, Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana, and Smoke on the Water, Deep Purple. I have PDFs for how to build into those songs. I will also, as an auxiliary to this lesson, I will make shorter videos on Smells Like Teen Spirit and When I Come Around in order to help you with kind of building those songs up. So yeah, so keep an eye out for videos that help you with some of these songs, kind of build up to them. And then I would say the next steps, after you got your power chords down and you're moving along the neck and you feel like you know some of the notes in the neck, it's really about time you start to learn how to play some bar chords and to start getting into that, okay? Which is one of the most difficult concepts that any guitar player will encounter, okay, in their guitar playing career. I remember for me it was very difficult to learn bar chords. But once you master them, you're well on your way, all right? So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you just actually right back here in a few, okay? Peace.